Hello, I'm Dave Bradley, and in this training, I'm going to explain what a 26-6 is, some common things you might see that will result in a 26-6 letter, and I will also open up the 26.6 report that is sent out monthly, and I will show you how to use that to your benefit. So let's get started. So what is a 26-6? 26-6 actually refers to Article 26.6 of the University Union Agreement, and that article is titled Unusual Use of Sick Leave. Article 26.6 states, where sick leave use is unusual under the circumstances, the university may, by notification in writing, require the employee to present a doctor's certificate for each of the next 3 sick leave absences that occur during the next 6 months of active work. This notification is not a warning letter and does not necessarily mean the employee has violated policy. If the employee has more than 3 sick leave absences before the completion of the 6-month period, nothing herein shall preclude the university sending another letter regarding unusual use of sick leave prior to the completion of the 6-month period. An employee shall be sent a warning letter in accordance with the article of this agreement concerning discipline and discharge, and shall not be paid for his absence if the employee fails to present a doctor's certificate, or if the employee has asked to have his absence charged to sick leave falsely. So in other words, if an employee develops an unusual trend or an unusual pattern when using sick leave, you can contact your HR rep and work with them to issue the employee what is called a 26-6 letter. And as it states, this letter is not a warning letter, but it does require that employee to bring in a doctor's certificate or a doctor's note or excuse, whatever you want to call it, anytime they take sick leave over the next 6 months. And if the employee takes more than 3 days of sick over the next 6 months and they're able to provide a doctor's note for all of them, you will issue that employee another 26-6 letter. So they have to bring in a doctor's note for the next 3 absences until the end of that 6-month period. If an employee does, however, fail to bring in a doctor's note, they will receive a warning letter and they will not be paid for that absence. Now the tough part is deciding whether or not an employee is using sick time unusually. There really isn't anything set in stone for what is considered unusual. But here I'm going to go over some things that seem to happen the most, and they're most likely what you will see as a custodial supervisor. So it is unusual taking sick time before or after the weekend to extend the weekend, taking sick time before or after a holiday, taking sick time before or after other time off, or taking sick time routinely on the same day of the week. And if you believe an employee is using sick time unusually, you need to contact your OPP HR rep and review the employee's absences, and they will help you decide to issue a 26-6 letter or not. Now, if you're thinking, I have over 20 employees, people are taking off all the time, how am I supposed to keep track of what everybody's doing? That would be nearly impossible. Well, do I have some good news for you? Somebody else is already keeping track of it for you. So every month, Amber Schuenauer sends out the Custodial 26/6 report. And as you can see here, this one is September 2020 to September 2021. And the reason that it is an entire year is because in terms of TTing and lateraling, if an employee uses more than 7 occurrences of sick time in a rolling calendar year, they are not eligible for a TT or a lateral. So this report is a great way to see if your employees are eligible or if they are using perhaps too many sick occurrences. And remember that a sick occurrence is when they use 2 hours or more of sick time in a day. One thing to note here, a friendly reminder that any family sick used must have a comment noting the relationship to the employee. So another good use of this report is to check to make sure your employees are following the correct family sick protocol. And if you go up to the report itself, it's the Excel link, and double click that to open it. And when the report opens, it will look something like this. This one has been slightly modified for the sake of the training, but it will serve its purpose. At the top here, it has every custodial district and department. You can just click on yours, and it will give you the full list of your employees. And if you come down here and scroll through, you will see that it has the employee's name, the type of sick that they took, when it was entered, when it was approved, the day they were off, and the amount of time that they took. It also has the day of the week, the reason that was selected, if any, and any comments that was put on the request. So the real key to using this report is in the filters, the little drop down bars at the top of the page here. This is really how you're going to filter out what you want to see. So the first thing we can take a look at here is the type. So we go down and click select all to deselect everything, and then we'll just click on sick and click OK. And from here, as I mentioned, this is a rolling calendar year, so you will be able to see if your employees have had more than 7 sick occurrences. And it's a good time to remember if the time or the day that they took off, if they took off 3 or more consecutive days, it only counts as 3 sick occurrences. So definitely something to keep in mind. Good examples right here with Bob. He took off 4 consecutive days, and that actually just counts as 3 sick occurrences. So go back and select everything again. You can go over. The key is to be mindful of the common things that come up. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, we typically have people that take before or after weekends off. So you can come over to the day of the week and select Friday and Monday and click OK. And you can see here under reported quantities that there are 10 and 8 hours. So what that tells me is that some of the employees are working 410s while the others are working your typical 5/8. So I'm going to go click on 8, and that will give me the employees that take Friday and Mondays off. And you can go through here and see if anybody's taking too many Fridays or Mondays off, or if it's an unusual pattern. And if you see anything like that, you will contact your HR rep, and your shift supervisor should also be included. Another thing you can do over here is you can just go through every single day of the week, because another common thing that you will see is employees routinely taking the same day off. So you can just go through and again just check with each name to make sure nobody's taking too many of the same days off. So for this one, you would want to check both crews. You would want to go to Thursday, Monday, and go over here to 10 hours only, and that would show you the other crew taking Thursday and Monday off because they work 410s. Another thing you can check with the filters is go back here and select all. You can go over to family sick only and select all on the hours. And this is all the family sick that has been taken. And again, employees only get 40 hours of family sick a year, so you can check to make sure they're not using too much. And you can also come over here and check to make sure people are putting in the comments that they need to, and you can have conversations with any employees that aren't. As you can see here, Billy Bob has never put in a comment for a family sick, so probably a good idea to have a conversation with Billy Bob, and he might just be putting it in the wrong spot. You want to put it in the comment box. You can actually put them in both, so you definitely know that it's going through. And another one was holidays, before and after holidays. So you can get on your calendar and look to see if there were any holidays during the month. And if there is, you would just filter out the actual date that they took off, to make sure. You would come down to September, and you can filter out any dates that you might need to for holiday purposes, and filter it that way. So like I said, I mean, there's a lot of really good things that this report is used for, and I don't know that everybody is using it to its full potential. But it really comes down to the filters and filtering out exactly what you're looking for. And if you do find any kind of unusual pattern, or something that you think is an unusual pattern, remember to contact your HR rep and work it out with them. And that's really all I wanted to show you here today. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much.